Okay, so this is a refresher for those who need it on basic profit maximization. So this is from undergraduate Microeconomics 101, and we say firms are out to maximize profits, so they want to max profit. And here, profit, we should know profit is just defined as the total revenue minus total cost. Okay, so let's think about how this is maximized. Actually, the maximum optimal condition where profit is maximized is where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. And you can do this, you can come to this conclusion by doing some simple optimization, if you know calculus, by taking the derivative of profit and setting it to zero. So remember, total revenue is equal to, marginal revenue is going to be equal, defined as the change in total revenue for a change in quantity, and marginal cost is going to be defined as change in total cost when we change the quantity. These little marginal values, when you marginally change, when you move quantity by a little bit, how much does your cost change? That's marginal cost. Marginal revenue is you change quantity, how much does your revenue change? Okay, so why is this optimal? Well, so if we see actually, if we look at how profits are going to evolve, we can just take the total differential, which will be the change in profit. We can decompose the change in profit um, with respect to Q in this case. It's a little different than in your book. That's fine. Uh, so look at this. This is going to be decomposed into a change in total revenue with respect to Q. So minus change of total cost with respect to Q. And this is calculus, but just think about it. The change in profit, just in words, it makes a lot of sense. If I look at how profits change, that can be decomposed into how revenues change and also how costs change, right? So that's all this is saying. We're just studying change. The total change in profit has to be, so we have this change in revenues and this change in costs. And I'm saying, and so this actually here is marginal revenue, and this is minus marginal cost. If you want to optimize, you set it equal to zero. You subtract marginal cost, and you come up with this equation. But now let's just think about this intuitively without any math. Is like, think about this. What happens when marginal revenue is greater than marginal cost? Okay, so when that happens, we know that what? Let's see. Well, we know revenues increase when quantities, right? So that means when I'm adding another quantity to my profit, when I'm adding another quantity, how's my profit changing? That's what I'm gonna ask. Okay. Look, if marginal revenue, if the revenue changes more than the cost, how do you think profits change? Well, profits must go up then, right? In this kind of a case. And because revenue is increasing in quantity, then the obvious solution is produce more. And obviously, you can look at the other way. If marginal revenue is less than marginal cost, how do my profits change? Well, in this case, my costs increase by more than my revenues, and therefore profit has to be taking a hit. If this is the case where marginal revenue is less than marginal cost, and therefore I should produce less. And so you see, you can kind of look at this like there's a sandwich going on here between these inequalities. So it has to be that the optimal happens, the optimal profit is going to happen right when marginal revenue equal marginal cost. That is just a very simple, basic Econ 101 undergraduate sort of summary of microeconomics, and the optimal condition is right here. Okay, so we're going to take it quite a step farther because we've done a lot of work to talk about elasticities, and we can do better than that actually, because these are a little bit, especially marginal revenues and other things. Okay, so how are we going to get these? We need to spend some time, but actually we can do better. We can actually define all this in terms of elasticities. And we're estimating elasticities, right? So we can scrap all the, this is to remind you of Microeconomics 101. And then your book is going to go quite a bit further and talk about, one, how to measure this in terms of elasticities, and number two, give you some real world examples that are kind of way outside the textbook. I mean, I think that's really the strength of this book, is that you see some awesome examples in the text about when different types of optimization might be appropriate. And the different types of optimization we're going to talk about really are, one, revenue optimization, and number two, profit optimization. Those are two different things, right? If I want to optimize my revenue, by, in this case, not choosing quantity, but by choosing a price to optimize my revenue. That's one way that this is also going to be different, is in the classical textbook example, we're looking at the change of quantities. In your book, the whole focus is on price changes. So we're moving well away from all of this kind of standard stuff and into the realm of price change and finding price optimization. So that's quite different. Now, all that said, hope this refresher was helpful. Just meant to refresh you in case you needed it.